a notification pulled up on my phone, and I tried to clear it. I must have opened it, and because I opened the app or the notification, my camera, my video ended. I really didn't want to do a two-parter. I was almost done with the video. It moved story. Anyway, so they said obviously if anything changes, call back, stay in the room. So that's not a problem. So then all of a sudden we're like, oh snap, oh Evan. We kind of say it like at the same time. So we open the door and she's like, I don't really want to go out there, even though his bedroom is like literally right across the hall, and it's like, it's 4 steps. And she's like, go. And I'm like, I'm too, but I guess I'll go because I have the weapon. So at the time, their house is spooky. Like, they even said that their house is haunted, it's spooky, it's creepy. I only go there because they live there. And anyways, so they had the hall light on, but yet the kitchen, the stairway, and the living room and the lights were off. So it's dark down the hall. Like the hall was lit, but down the hall was dark, and I don't know why I like this. So anyways, I take my hockey stick and I'm kind of, looking back, behind the corner. It's like, well, I didn't hear anyone break in the house. I didn't hear the door get kicked in or anything. So I said, I don't think they're in the house. But I, looked around the corner slowly, and I walked very quietly, even though they have an old house like mine. So you walk across the floors and they're going to squeak and they're going to crack. So I went in their brother's room because thankfully the brother's door was open. And he was under the sheets sleeping. And I had to wake him up. I was like, oh, Evan, come on, wake up, wake up. And then he kind of wakes up and he's giggling and he's laughing. Come on, goof. And it's like, we got to go hide. Come on. Laughing and giggling. And it's like, okay, you're funny and cute. And I love when you laugh and giggle. But like, come on. So he gets up and he's half asleep. And this guy, compared to me, I'm 5 foot. He's like, maybe 6'2". So he's very tall. Okay, maybe he's like 6 foot, 6'1". But he's taller than me by a lot. So I'm like trying to hold him with one hand. And like his hand's like all the way up here. And I'm trying to like hold him so he doesn't like fall on me because he's like half asleep. And then at the same time I'm trying to hold the hockey stick. And finally Wendy comes out and helps me, and she gets him in their mom's bed, the master bed where the mom sleeps, and he just lays on the bed and falls back asleep. And me and Wendy are kind of looking at each other, but keep an eye on the kids because they're across the hall right now. And we go to the window to look outside to see if we can see anything. Now their front porch has a light on it. But the 5 years I've known these people, I've never seen that front porch light on. It's something they don't normally turn on. They have a front porch light. It works, but they don't ever turn it on. It's just something they don't do. They just, like I said, out of the 5 years I've known them, I've never seen it on. They just don't normally, at least in my view, I've never seen it on. Maybe they do turn it on. I just never seen it on. So they had that light. They also had a light by the garage that I personally didn't think worked. It was like a sensor light. It had like 2 lights. It came out like this. There was a light on this side and there was a light on this side, and it moved to like motion or sensor. That light went on, and the porch light went on. We looked at each other and it was like, did you turn on the porch light? And Wendy was like, no, we never turn it on. Did you turn it on when you came home from get the grocery store? Because that day I went out to go get groceries for dinner. And it's like, no. I said, I don't want to say I wouldn't know how to turn it on because I assume it's just by the front door. But like, I didn't turn it on. It never goes on. I've never seen it on. We freaked out and we were like, shit, they're in the house. And then Wendy remembered. She was like, oh my God. She said, Brenna, remember that window that's down by the laundry room? And it's like, there's 2 windows. And she's like, the window facing the north. And it's like, yeah. She said, I was like, what about it? And she's like, remember how it's like broken and there's like duct tape and plastic wrap like keeping it closed? It's not the only thing that's keeping it closed. The window's just broken in a way. And I just know for a fact that it's not fully secured. It's not fully closed. They just have it wrapped up with like duct tape and plastic wrap or whatever. And she's like, why keeps the person climb through the window? And it's like, get in the bedroom now. Let me tell you, I'm a person that really doesn't take a lot to scare me. Doesn't take a lot to make me nervous or scared or anxious or creeped out. It takes a lot, and this was creeping me out. This was making me very nervous and scared. I was like shaking, but like I was shaking because of adrenaline, because maybe I was a little scared because I was shaking, but like, I mean, I was scared, but like, I think I was mostly shaking because my hands shake to begin with. Like right now, my hands are shaking, and it's just because they shake. My hands just shake. And when adrenaline kicks in, whether it's good adrenaline, like when I get a fire call, like for a possible structure fire, and the pager is going off, I'm driving to the station and I'm getting on my bunker gear and all that, my hands are shaking even more. You know, when I'm on my police ride alongs and we get a call, my body just shakes, my hands just shake, and the cops always ask, are you scared? I'm like, no, I'm not scared. My hands just shake. It's just adrenaline. I swear to God, I'm not scared. But, like, I was really scared, to be honest. And so was Wendy. And Wendy's about 5 years. Actually, let's see. She's like 3 or 4 years older than me. So, like, we were both adults. It's like, we don't get, you know, it doesn't take us much to get scared. It takes us a lot to get scared. We don't get scared easily. Nothing really spooks us out. I mean, me and Wendy and Letty, we always go to scary movies. We went to go see it last week. We went to go see Ready or Not a couple weeks ago. You know, we go see movies and scary movies all the time. But this was really freaking us out. Mostly because we had a baby. But to see that porch light go on and know the only way it could go on is if someone flips it on, and we saw it go on. It's not like we looked out the window and it was already on, and it's like, okay, well, maybe we might have flipped it on and just forgot. No, we physically looked out the window and saw it flip on. And that's what freaked us out, because we're like, in order to turn it on, you need to flip a switch. So that's what really freaked us out. So we go back in the room, and I'm sitting there, and I have my back to the door, and it's like, you call 911 again, you tell them to get the asses over here, you tell them to expedite, you tell them there's a person here stabbing me to death. Don't tell them that, but, like, you don't really want to lie, but tell them to expedite, tell them to get here now, tell them whatever you need to tell them, girl, Chica, you get them over here now. They are literally 1 block away. I'm not lying, from where my friend lives to where the police station are, they're literally like a block away. And I love the police. I really, really, really do love the police. And I respect them, and I care for them, and they're family to me, and I would take a bullet for them, and I got their back, I got their 6. And they know it, but, like, I don't know what the heck was taking them so long. I don't want to say our call was the most priority call, in my opinion. Maybe someone was having a cardiac arrest. Maybe someone else's house was getting broken into, and that family actually knew someone was actually breaking into the house. Maybe there was a house fire, even though I think I would have known about the house fire, to be honest. But, like, I don't know what calls were particularly going on. Hence the reason why the cops were taking so long to get to our house. I'm not particularly really mad at them, obviously, but, like, in my opinion, they did take a little bit especially when we called back and said, the person might be in the house. And the dispatcher was like, what do you mean they might be in the house? How would you know? And we told him, and they're like, okay. But I don't have any hate towards the police. I'm not going to complain that they were taken, because you don't know what was going on. You know, Wendy even said they took a long time to get here. And I was like, I will admit, they did take a little long to get here, but who knows what could have been happening before then. So obviously they get there, and they come in, and they say, okay, go outside, we're going to search the house. So they searched the house, and obviously the house was clear. And we told them, we're like, we're not pranking you. We're seriously heard a noise. And they're like, well, they said it could be a couple things. Someone might have really knocked on your front door and your back door. Maybe they saw the lights go off and saw that someone was home and fled. They said if that is the case, that someone really did knock on your front door, hopefully they ran away when they heard you moving around. They said it could have possibly been the wind. And I was like, I don't know if that was the wind. It really sounded like a knock. You know, maybe it's the way the house moves, because it was like winter, beginning of winter. I personally really think it was a knock. So does Wendy. But Wendy was crying. Like, once Andres got there, he got there around the same time the cops came. It's like, I've always been glad for the cops. You know, I've always been glad that we have them and they're there for us. But I don't know if I've ever been actually glad for them, because it's like, I've had to call cops a few times. You know, when people break into our Jeep at night, we call the cops for that. I had to call the cops because my neighbor was having like a bonfire in his backyard, and his fence that he has in the backyard is like 8 feet tall. And when the flames were higher than the fence, I was like, yeah, I'm calm, because if that fence catches on fire, my tree is going to catch on fire, because I have a big oak tree in the backyard. Oh, maple tree? I don't know what tree it is, but it has long branches. So I said, if that fence goes, it's going to get my tree. And if my tree goes, it's going to get the roof in my house, because the tree's been there as long as the house, and the house is over 28 years old. So I said, if the fence goes, the tree's going to go, and if the tree goes, the house is going to go. So, no. Nope. You know, I had to call the cops on my, grandma. And that's a story that I know I did when I thought someone was breaking in my van, but really it was my grandma looking for my handicap sticker. So, I've had to call the police and the fire department a few times. I've had to call the fire department a few times, too. But, like, I'm always obviously grateful and thankful for them, no matter why I called them, or how I called them, or when I called them. But that was kind of one of the many times I'm like, I'm really, really glad that they're willing to go in there and search the house to see if there's actually someone in there, because I want to be a cop, don't get me wrong. I want to be a cop. That's my dream job. I really do want to be a police officer. I love helping people. I love taking care of people. But it was actually good to know that even though I'm that type of person, being a first responder, I'm a first responder EMR. Even though I do it too, and I help people and I care for people, it's good to know that there's people that will do that to you for you too, you know. But obviously it was nothing. Even if it was, like the cop said, even if it was someone that knocked on the door, hopefully they just ran and saw you moving or heard you moving. But obviously they said never be afraid to call. If you need to call us back tonight, call us back. They said if you hear or see something again tonight, call us back. If you see something tomorrow, call us back. They said you should always call, never not call. So, it was definitely spooky. You know, it's creepy. It was like, you know, we talk about this story all the time, even though it's been like 2 or 3 years. We talk about it. Just like when my family and me and my family, 21 of us, went to Disney. Almost 9 years ago we went, because we went in 2010. We went in 2010. So it's almost been 10 years since we've been to Disney. And my family, we still talk about it. You know, so this is a story that me and my girlfriends, we're going to always talk about. Because we laugh at it now, because it's like, well, it was nothing. But you gotta look at it like, what if it was nothing? Well, in case someone did flip on that light, and they were in the house, and they did climb through the window in the basement. Or they did kick down the door. And they did try to kill us, or take stuff. And we didn't call the police, you know. So, I'm very glad my friend's okay. I was willing to do something. I've always told my friends, my girlfriends, that, you know, you guys are family to me. You know, they are sisters. I look at them like, even though they're technically not blood related, because I don't have blood with them, or they don't have blood with me, you know what I mean. They're not blood related. They're sisters. I'm a sister to them. They are family. Look at my heart, and I have 4 chambers. Now, this is actually not true. Okay, this is not true. This is not what the chambers are or for. But one chamber, I like to say, is for my blood-related family. One chamber is for my sisters, like Wendy, Letty, Stephanie, Jennifer, Jessica, Pablo, Christian, Sergio, Andres, Brenda. You know, one chamber is for my family that's not blood-related. The neighbors, you know, Edmonds, the Lapscoves, my mom's family. Like, my mom has a few. I have like an Aunt Jean, that's my mom's friend, that I call her an aunt, but she's not technically a blood aunt. I have Aunt Carol, that's not technically a blood aunt, but I call her an aunt. So that's what chamber 2 is for. Chamber 3 is for my unit that I'm on, my emergency services unit that I'm on, my first responder unit. Chamber 3 is for them, because they're family. Chambers 4, I like to say, is for, like, I used to be able to say Taco Bell, but I can't have Taco Bell no more because they're Trump supporters. Hence the reason I will never give them money anymore. I will never buy Wendy's, I will never buy KFC, and I will never buy Taco Bell again because they support Trump. Even though it's going to be hard because, like, Chick-fil-A was one thing, because Chick-fil-A supports Trump and anti-gay. They don't like gay people. But, like, I didn't grow up on I didn't grow up on Chick-fil-A. I never had Chick-fil-A. I've never eaten Chick-fil-A. I've never even been to Chick-fil-A. I've driven past it. Excuse me. But I never eaten it. So I wasn't raised. I wasn't born. I'm not used to Chick-fil-A. Taco Bell, Wendy's, KFC, I'm used to. I grew up on it. I ate that food. I've eaten that food. So I don't know. But, like, these chambers in my heart, besides the Popeyes one, I kind of say it's for Popeyes now, and Portillo's. But these 3 chambers, one for blood family, one for family that's not blood related, and one for the emergency services unit, for his responder EMR unit I'm on. They're family. And they notice like it's the Bible, that I would take a bullet for them. I would fight for them. I would back them up no matter what. And I love them. And I care for them and their family. They are brothers. They are sisters. And Wendy and Letty knows that. And I think that was the first time that Wendy ever actually really knew that and saw that and noticed it. Like, she knew that before, long before this incident, that I got her back and I would take a bullet for her. And she's family, and I would protect her and, look out for her. She knew that already. But after that night, she said, Brenda, thank you so much for willing to do that. Thank you so much for grabbing your failed hockey stick. Thank you so much for taking care of Brenda and going across the room to get my brother, because she said I was frozen. She said I was like a statue. She said I couldn't move. I love my brother. She said obviously I care for and love my brother, but she said I couldn't physically move to go 4 steps to get my brother. And she said you were willing to do it. And it's like, hey, Wendy, you know this. Your family. I take care of family. Not so much when it comes to money, but protection. Protection. So that was the time we thought someone broke into my friend's house. Like I said, maybe someone was trying to do it. Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe it was just a creepy old house. I don't know. But it was a good story. Because it ended good. So, yep, that's the story. So I'm going to let you go because I got to go put my teeth back in. I got to find something to watch. Because my teeth technically been out of my mouth for 40 minutes. And that's normally longer than I like. These are my braces. These are what they look like. I'm not going to go into full detail about them today. Because I need get going. I need to brush my teeth and put them back in. I don't normally like to have them out in... I don't normally like to have them out in my mouth this long, but being that I was filming and I forgot to put them back in, it's okay. It won't kill me, but, like, I really should get them in. So, see you all later. BB out.